Welcome, dear friends, to this practice of step breathing. So the idea of step breathing is exactly as you see in this visual. It allows us to take sips of breath through the nostrils on the inhalation. We're focusing here on the inhalation. And to imagine that we are sliding down a slide on the exhalation. So the exhalation is one smooth slide down to return to the starting place before we take the next round of inhalation. The reason this practice is so profound and so helpful is because during the practice, we're actually helping the body oxygenate. We're helping draw more oxygen into the body. And that long slide of an exhalation down detoxes the body and releases all of the gases, the carbon dioxide that is not needed by the body. And why that's helpful is because often at times of overstress or anxiety, the breath can become very, very stuck and tight. And so we don't have access to the whole of the breath. So the more we practice this during periods when we are well, and the more the body becomes practiced and familiar with and comfortable with, the more we cultivate this practice, the easier it becomes to use it in times when the body feels triggered or cornered or the beginnings of feeling shut down. So really important that we want to understand that yes, physiologically we actually are learning to expand the lung capacity, but we also are learning to support our physiology, especially in times when it is compromised. So this practice we take seated and we imagine, you may even imagine yourself seated on one of these steps with the feet, the soles of the feet firmly resting on another step. And it may be that we're imagining this because presumably we're not sitting on steps. And that wherever we find ourselves, if there are sensations in the feet, that we are seated with some contact for the feet with the earth, so that there's a real sense of connection. And remembering always with practice that when it is required, the spine is long to create this connection between the earth and the heavens, but also to create spaciousness, this breadth and width in the body, so that there's space for us to be able to inhale and exhale fully. With this breath work, we are focusing the steps on the inhalation, but we're wanting to ensure that when we slide down, when we come down the slide on the exhalation, that we really are expelling all of the wastes from the body. And only if it appeals to you, you might very gently contract the lower abdomen, those muscles, the lower abdominal muscles at the very end of the exhalation to ensure that all of the air becomes expelled from the lungs. So taking up this very precious seat, bringing awareness to the breath itself, this breath that naturally arises and settles. Each inhalation a natural instinct of the body. Each exhalation, a smooth, gentle release. So that we're familiar with how the breath is moving at this time. And now being deliberate about very gently, slightly lengthening that inhalation and the exhalation. So the focus remains very closely tied to the breath. It's almost as if on each inhalation there is this familiarization with how the breath fills the lungs and travels to every part of the body. And how with the exhalation, it's this incredible opportunity to let go so that we are aware that we are expelling from the body what is no longer needed. And now introducing the steps, and with the first sips of air through the nose, we're simply going to inhale 3 times. So it's as if we inhale one step, pause, inhale another step, pause, inhale another step until the lungs are filled, right? The lungs become filled on that 3rd step. And then we slide down the slide on the exhalation. So we'll do the starting with 3 sips or sniffs, you may want to imagine. And then we'll build up to 4 and then 5 with the following breath and then 6 with the following breath. So exhaling here together. And then sipping the breath through the nose. 1, 2, 3. And then sliding down the slide on the exhalation. And this time we're going to take 4 sips. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the lungs should be full at this point, and then sliding down on the exhalation till we're back down to the earth. And we're now going to take 5 sips or sniffs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on an exhalation, sliding down that slide, gently releasing the breath, the whole of the breath from the body, possibly squeezing those abdominal muscles at the end to expel any additional residue. Preparing for 6 sips or sniffs. So let's begin together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So really feeling the fullness of the lungs and then sliding the exhalation all the way down the slide, gently, fully, completely, so that as we reach the earth, there is no breath in the lungs. And then let's repeat 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 6, and gently sliding down the slide. Remember, if you are more comfortable with 5 or 4 or 3, you remain at that level. But we're going to take 6 sips 4 more times together. So inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holding the breath, retaining it just a little bit, and then sliding down that slide to release the fullness of the exhalation. Six sips together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Retaining just a little bit and then sliding the exhalation all the way down and out of the body till we reach the squeezing of the abdominal muscles, emptying the breath from the body. And then the next 2 rounds of sips, 6 steps, or whatever suits you, you will take on your own. So proceeding, please. When you have completed your 6 rounds of 6 breaths, 6 sniffs, pausing for a moment. And then we're going to take a round with 5 sniffs. So exhaling together and then 5 sniffs in your own time with your own breath. And sliding down that gentle slide as you complete. And then 4 sniffs in your own time with your own breath. Gently coming down the slide, you may notice that because the lungs are now better practiced, that those sniffs are longer sniffs. And then the final step breath, we're going to take 3 steps together on the inhalation, or in your own time rather. But notice how the steps, the sips, the sniffs, whatever you're calling them, are bigger steps because the lungs are familiar now with the practice. So in your own time. Coming down the slide and really sensing what the body is like now as the breath just continues to flow in and out. Sensing what it's like now in this body and in the whole of your quality of presence. Maybe we find that the body is far more comfortable, relaxed, easy, that it's possible for the inhalation and the exhalation to flow more comfortably. So both the inhale and the exhale have qualities of smoothness, ease, comfort, perhaps longer length. The body potentially feels far stiller, comfortable, spacious. The sense of ease, of dignity, of presence. So sensing also that this breath clearly is a breath that is really helpful to prepare us for contemplation and meditation and relaxation practices. That it changes the state of the body and brings about a sense of alert ease, a sense of comfortable awareness. A sense of readiness for whatever it is that is our next step on our path. And it may be that we wish to imprint these qualities, this experience on the heart so that it becomes known that power has these qualities too. These qualities of feeling prepared, feeling stable and comfortable. So a real sense of stability and ease. And then making our dedication, if you are so inclined, and either remaining here or transitioning so that there is a very gradual and gentle externalization of all of the senses of perception, the ears, the skin, the eyes, the nose, the tongue, as well as the motor organs of action, including the hands and the feet. And then drawing the practice to a close. Thank you so much for your practice and for your presence. And noticing whether the qualities of these, your practice and your presence, are changing, are maturing, are becoming more cultivated. Thank you. Go well.